Hi everyone, this is Talty and this video is the first on a series I'm doing about findings. This one is going to be about pins. So I have a selection of pins here for you to show you. And there is mainly three kind of pins I use with polymer clay and another one I don't have, so I'll have to tell you about it. First, this is an eye pin. It has a circle, loop, eye, whatever you want to call it, on one end. There is also headpins which have a flat end, and there is also ballpins which have a round shiny ball on the end. There is also a fourth kind that I don't really use, so I don't have any to show you, which is similar to this except that instead of a ball there is all kind of decorations. I've seen crowns, animals, flowers, all sort of things, but I don't use them. Now, they also come in several kind of finishes. These are gold plate, silver plate. This one is a sort of antique gold. This one is a sort of gunmetal color. I also get this kind of pins. This is pure titanium. I use this for hypoallergenic findings for people with allergies because I want to offer options for them too. They come in all kind of lengths. The length I use the most is this one. This is about 25 millimeters or an inch, but they can be as long as you want them to be. This one is, I believe, 5 centimeters or 2 inches. But the shorter ones are perfect for my miniatures. If I use the long ones, I have to cut the rest and it just goes to waste. Sometimes they come crooked like this, and I believe there is some kind of pliers that is supposed to flatten them. You just kind of run it through the pliers to flatten them, but you can also do this just with your fingers. Just slightly bend them into shape until they are straight again. A bit better than that, but you get the idea. Now the most asked question is, when do you put the pin, eye pin, ball pin, head pin, whatever you are using, into the clay? And the answer is before baking it. But when before baking it is your decision. It changes according to what piece are you doing. I have an example here. I just took a bunch of scraps and mixed it to make an ugly color, and it's full of fingerprints and lint and everything. I hate fingerprints. Let's say first you have to sort of measure how long the eye pin is going to go and cut it. And you're just going to sort of guess where the center or where you want it to go in. Poke it, holding it very gently so that you don't warp or distort the shape. Just like that. You want to bake it just like this. Nothing will happen to the metal or the clay. The metal will be fine in the oven. After baking, you can just sort of pull it and dip this in a little bit of glue and stick it right in, so that it sticks to the polymer clay and it won't fall down. I've seen some people recommending using TLS and baking it, but I don't think that works very well. TLS still has the tendency to fall. It's not as safe as a super glue or an industrial glue, so I prefer to use glue. If you still worry about your charms falling, you can use a head pin instead. All you have to do is poke it like this, still holding it very gently. You don't want to warp the shape until it goes through the other way, and just like that. Now you have this end to secure the polymer clay. You can just cut this and make a loop. And since the pin is going the whole way through your clay, it won't fall down, so you won't have any lost charms. Now you can still work around the finding. You can still change the shape, refine it, make it whatever you want. And since this looks kinda like a strawberry, let's say I want to make the holes of the strawberry. I can actually use the wire to hold it without touching the clay and therefore not disturbing the little strawberry seeds. If your polymer clay is too soft from handling, you may want to let it cool down for a couple of minutes, maybe about 10 minutes until the clay is more firm. You can even freeze it, but it makes putting in the charm a lot harder. Look, I can even push it. And in the end you end up using even more strength. So it's best if you just try to use a very soft touch and let it cool just very slightly. Look, I even got it all wrong. So that's it. I hope you found it useful. Let me know if you have any questions or if you want to know anything else about findings. You can find most of these findings in eBay, Etsy or craft stores. They tend to be very cheap. I buy them in bulk, in thousands of bulks, because I use a lot of them, but you can find them in smaller quantities. As I say, they are cheap, they are very useful, and let me know if you have any other suggestions for tutorials. Don't forget to subscribe. I will make another video showing you how to make the hooks at the end when you're using headpins or ballpins, so that you can hang them like charms. If you want to know anything else about other findings, let me know. I would love to answer all your questions. I'll see you later. Bye bye!